Hey everyone, welcome to today's gratitude and affirmation practice. Thank you so much for being here. We are on day 3 of the Norway trip. But first let me go back to the night before. Number 1, I'm grateful. Check-in to the hotel was so easy. We were shown our rooms, and she said that because we got there at like 10 p.m. At this point, it's almost 24 hours of travel. And my poor friend didn't have that much sleep. But anyways, so we get there and they're still doing tea and coffee and hot chocolate and stuff. So grateful. We had that. We went to bed. Number 2, that was the best sleep. Oh, the beds are so comfortable. The really nice thing about Norway is that the comforters per person, they're separate. So you're not fighting over comforters. You have your own comforter. You can sleep how you want. It's nice. Number 3, that was a hotel. It was this cute Victorian hotel. Now we're in Lowen. We're doing our Via Ferrata hike that day. And 3, the Victorian hotel, so cute. The wallpaper, the little details, the historic component to it. It all was just so intricate and beautiful. Number 4, what I was most excited about is the food. We missed dinner. I was so sad. But the breakfast was like farm to table breakfast, and it was the most delicious. I went back for 2 full plates. I had sampled everything. It was so good. Homemade bread, all these types of meat, and like smoked salmon, and like delicious smoked salmon because they raise salmon there. They catch wild salmon. Herring, eggs, bacon, apples, plum, like honeys, jams, all this stuff that's local. Eggs. Oh, so I cannot emphasize how good cheeses, local cheeses. Now this brown butter cheese, or brown butter, or just brown cheese, delicious. It kind of tastes like if you mix peanut butter and cheese. Sounds weird, but it was actually pretty good. I delighted in this breakfast. It was one of my favorite things. 5, so grateful that our hike was near, so we got to sleep in, we got to eat breakfast. And then we drove over to where the hike was starting, and so grateful that we paid for gear. So we get there. We had paid for shoes and gloves. And I'm so grateful we got those shoes. So we started at 9:30 in the morning. And the first hour-ish, you are straight, like, walking uphill to get to the base of the mountain to start your baby hill training climb or whatever. And so we're having a great time. We're talking, I'm like, oh, okay, this is pretty intense. It's uphill, but I can do this. We get to our first climbing session, and I'm like, oh, okay. We do that. And we then continue up the trail. And at this point, I'm like starting to realize, I was like, I don't think this hike is exactly what I thought. So Via Ferrata means stairway in Italian, I'm pretty sure. Think like staples. There should be staple, like steel steps in a cliff face, and you're kind of like climbing up it. And I thought we were going to hike to those areas. I recognized that the entire trail wasn't going to be that. My friend and I were straight rock climbing for 5 hours. And the guide laughed. Number 6, I'm so grateful I'm alive. The guide laughed, and he was like, yeah, no, we only have like 15 of those type of steps at most. And I was like, oh my God. You're clipped in. You have 2 carabiners clipping you to steel cable lines, and you're pulling your body weight, you're rock climbing up this mountain. Their mountains, I can't even express to you how high their mountains are. Insanely high. Like, look up pictures. Even pictures don't do the sheer size justice. Like, you're even looking at the mountains and you're like, I know that's high, but I can't even comprehend how high it is. And so we're doing these runs. Number 6, I learned some cool stories from the guide. He told me a story about how the mountain got its name, Hooven, which is a horse's hoof. And so apparently Odin was riding his horse. The horse kicked the mountain, and like that's how it's got its name. Told me a story of, I was like, what are your fairy tales? And I'm like, well, we have a lot of troll stories. And I was like, what about elves? And he goes, no elves. Of course, I have Odin and Ragnarok and all of that, which is interesting. It's similar to Iceland in that manner. And so the story he told me about the trolls was there was a little boy, he was going on an adventure. He came across a troll. The troll's like, I'm going to eat you. And the little boy is like, no, let's have a contest. Challenged him to an eating contest. The little boy was wearing a backpack, turned it around in front, and so he poured the porridge into the open backpack. Trolls have poor eyesight. Once the backpack got full, he said, look what I can do. And the little boy slit the bottom of the backpack and kept eating. And the troll said, well, I can do that too, not to be outdone, slit his stomach open and died. So that was the story I got on this crazy hike. And oh my gosh, number 7, I think we're at 7, right? 5 or 6 or 7. We'll say 5. I saw the fairy tale mushroom in person. It's the only one I saw the entire trip. Just go look it up online. It's like the red, you'll know what it is because all the movies use it. White mushroom, red cap, bunch of white like dots. Oh, it was so exciting. The guide was laughing at me because I just got so excited. I was taking all these pictures. And he started pointing out like different plants to me. He like, number 6, got to eat wild blueberries. That was cool. So yes, we're straight up rock climbing. There's a moment like 2.5 hours in where I was like, oh my God, this is where I stay on the mountain. This is where I die. Because I don't mind heights. I hate edges. I was the edge of the mountain. And I slipped. My arms caught me, but I could tell my arm strength was failing. So I went back down on the ledge and I realized I have one more shot, maybe 1.5 to get this right. If I don't get this, my arms were just going to be shot. I wouldn't be able to do it. Well, I did on the second one and I was like, ah! Like I was like yelling, like trying to like pull my body weight up this mountain. My friend was doing so good. Like she did most of the climb by herself. And I was like, I don't understand how you're doing this. And so, we're doing it. Number 7, I am grateful, though. I was very excited for this. There's a steel cable bridge that is over a ravine. I really wanted to do that. That was so cool. That was worth it. Did that, climbed back down the path, carried on. Number 8, there was another bridge that was so cool. So this one wasn't a steel cable extension bridge. It was just like a steel beam wide enough for your foot across. Oh, I have chills thinking about it. The sheer drop between like the mountain ridge. It was pretty cool. So those 2 were awesome. And then once we got to the top, so proud of both of us, so proud of myself. And there was a restaurant that we ate at. Food was really good. We had a good time. The views, it's just like sheer, floor to ceiling windows showing the view. It was beautiful. And got back down off the mountain and we had to drive all the way back to Saugandale, 2 hours to our Airbnb because we were leaving the next morning. We have a lot of early mornings on this trip. So 10, very grateful. The drive was beautiful. We saw more of the countryside. We got to the Airbnb not too late, able to take a shower, and then we went to bed. That bed was comfy. A lot of the beds were comfy, actually. So that is the 3rd day. Oh, almost dying on the mountain. It's crazy. You can look up the hike. It's pretty wild. We were asking him, what's the quickest you've done? And he's like, in like 4 hours. It's like on that hike, there was a guy who was waiting at the top for us, the rest of the group, for about an hour and a half. And I was like, oh yeah, like what country was he from? And he goes, Norway. And I was like, oh, of course. And then I was like, what's the longest? And he goes, 13 hours. Because he had made a comment when we started out. We just need to be back before dark. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure we will be. Like, what makes you think we won't? And, like, that's where I started getting, like, the little flags in your mind start going off. And you're like, And so he took a group of people from, said Saudi Arabia. Took them 13 hours. I kept telling Mel, I was like, Mel, I was almost done. Like, the last hour, it's like, that was a lot for me. I can't imagine 13 hours. Oh my God, I'd never make it. She goes, yeah, me neither. We're the only ones in our group too, which I also was grateful for. So, message of the day. And number 11, shout out to the challenge retreat. They had this mantra they would use. I am beautiful. I am worthy. I am free. I am me. I think it's how that would go. And so on the mountain, I like almost started to get into like a full panic, but I was like, no, I need my mind. And so I started saying, I am beautiful. I am strong. And like, that is what I repeated to myself for like the next 2.5 hours. I am beautiful. I am strong. Trust the shoes. I am beautiful. I am strong. Trust the shoes. Oh my gosh. So, and I guess it's number 12. The guide was like, trust the shoes, keep going. And so that did help. That did help him saying that. I guess that's the message of the day, though. When you're in a situation where you are starting to become desperate or panicking or stressing, it's important to like talk to yourself in your mind and understand that like, hey, we're gonna narrow down our focus. Like I got to a point where I was just focused one cable. I only need to make it one cable. Oh, I only need to make it this cable, then this cable, then this cable, and it really helped keep me focused. It kept me in the moment. There were times where I would just sit there and like look out and be like, wow, yeah, we're high. But then when I started to realize when I felt a little too exposed, I think on, it felt like I was the edge of the mountain. 'Cause it's straight up too. Then I was like, okay, I need to not do that. As much as like looking out is fine, it's when I start kind of coming to the realization of like, oh yeah, I don't feel as like secure right here, then my mind would start going back to the place where I wasn't one with myself. And don't be afraid to use your tools too. So anything that can help support you in moments where it's do or die or it just seems impossible, the most important thing you can do for yourself is give yourself the best chance possible. And a lot of times people are like, oh, like the adrenaline kicked in and this and that. But like, I just knew in that moment, adrenaline would not last for 4 more hours or 3 more hours, whatever, 2.5 more hours. And so by me keeping myself calm, I was actually helping to not deplete my resources. So know your mind. Make sure that you're talking to yourself. Make sure that you give yourself tools. That's the message of this day. Affirmation time. Number 1, as always, I'm divinely guided and supported. I can ask for help whenever I need it to. With gratitude, I humbly accept the help given to me. I was praying on that hike. I was talking to God. Like, I was saying those affirmations. I was telling myself, I was like, I'm not dying here today. I'm not, this is not where I get left on a mountain. Number 2, I love myself deeply, fully, completely. Number 3, I'm proud of myself. Number 4, I am strong. I'm beautiful and I'm strong. Number 5, I allow myself to just breathe easily, deeply, and peacefully in this sanctuary of bliss, peace, and protection where I powerfully reside. Number 6, I'm a person that everything works out for easily, effortlessly, quickly, in my highest favor with me, fully supported in total abundance and for the good of all. Number 7, I do more by doing less. Number 8, What a beautiful day to be alive. Let's claim these days, experiences, appreciate the fact we can powerfully co-create more of what we want. Number 9, I rest easy. I am in peace. 10 for the day. This moment's a brand new moment, fresh start. Tomorrow's a brand new day, fresh day. You know, let's keep it moving, keep it breathing, keep it flowing. I'm in flow as a number 11. But that is all for today, guys. Hope you're enjoying the story so far. That was definitely my craziest day by far. But I love you guys. What are you grateful for? Are you affirming? Let me know in the comments below. I'll talk to you guys later.